All right, hey guys, welcome back. Zach here. I know it's called football. Just talking about the 6-0 win over, West Brom last night. Great win. I mean, you have to say early on we looked maybe a little bit shaky. As I shake my computer here, maybe looked a little shaky, but I think after the first 15 minutes, after the first goal, really, you started to see us just take over the game, and you everyone expected that. I think maybe not going into the game. I personally was a little worried, but seeing the lineup, no Pereira, I think I'm not quite sure his name. Although actually, I think he's moved now to China, maybe. Anyway, not West Brom's strongest team. Certainly, Arsenal put out a strong team, and I think that was to make a statement. So I could care less who West Brom decided to put out there. The manager's decision to rest. It was like 11 players. I think 6 players made their debut. So, you know, I mean, this decision that has nothing to do with us, and we won the game. We won it comfortably, and I don't think any Arsenal fans really going around boasting or bragging about beating West Brom 6-0, especially the team that they put out there. So, credit to Arteta. He set the team up well. That back three was a bit of a makeshift. I think Kolasinac in there, obviously, doing his job. He did all right. Certainly not a traditional center back, or I suppose he played left center back. But look, he was there. Seems to be on his way out. But perhaps giving Pablo Mari a bit of a rest. I just want to touch on Aubameyang's hat trick. Obviously, the first 2 goals, tap-ins. Yeah, you had to be there, but you could see when the shots were going in from the first one from Saka and Pepe on the second. You could see him getting into the position where he, looked like he was getting back to his old instincts. He knew if the goalie was going to save it, it could have ricocheted over here, and you don't get it right every time. I thought the build up to the first goal especially was a bit lucky. Saka moved the ball nicely, but I think it did bobble around a couple defenders, and again, it's about taking your chances and grabbing opportunities when they arise. And Arsenal certainly did that last night. Again, Aubameyang with the hat trick, the third goal, classic Aubameyang goal, just coming in from the wing, and played up front. I think it's, now that Odegaard's here permanently, and we have so many options on the left side, on the right side. I thought Emile Smith-Rowe, when he played out on the wing last season, was phenomenal. And if you can have Odegaard in the middle and perhaps Saka or Pepe, obviously I think I'd prefer Saka out there. But look, we have a lot of interchangeable players. I think honestly, that's give the manager a bit of an issue in terms of who he wants to play and his best starting 11 formations, etc. I guess I could throw some criticism that way, but look, I'm happy about the win. So yeah, we'll move on, man. Man City at the weekend on Saturday, so obviously nowhere near an easy of a time it won't be as easy as West Brom. That goes without saying. Again, those first 15 minutes, an opportunity like that falls to Gabriel Jesus or Phil Foden, something, a player like that. They certainly put it away, and we've seen what happens when Arsenal go down early. I think there's a statistic, Arsenal being down 1-0 at halftime, having gone on to win and some absurd amount of games. So yeah, it's certainly going to be a test. I won't be able to watch the game really. I'll be at work. It's an early game for me over here in the States, 7:30 kickoff. I'll be listening. I'll try to watch what I can, but excuse me. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, I would like to see a back three. Excuse me. I'd like to see a back three. I think in my notes here I said I'd like to see Holding, White, and Gabriel as a back three. I know Gabriel's back in training, so he'll have. I think it'll be 5 days now. He's been back maybe 2 days now, and I guess I'm not sure if White is going to be recovered. I saw Arteta was talking about him in his press conference and said that he's asymptomatic. So whether or not he still feels sick, I'm not sure, but we'll have to see. Again, just going back to Odegaard, that back heel was little trickery like that seems to be what we're missing. I know Pepe tries his best dribbling and trying to beat players, but again, he didn't really impress me last night. I think if he put that goal away, would have helped him a lot. Speaking of confidence, obviously Aubameyang's hat trick and that third goal was oozing, confidence. And malaria last year, he had COVID, just getting over that. So, we're really going to need him to put in another performance like he did a couple of years ago against City in the FA Cup semifinal. Two goals against Chelsea in the final, and we're gonna need that goal machine back. Lacazette came back with a goal as well. Super good finish, a classic Lacazette finish, just neat and tidy. I thought Pepe did well, in the build up to that play. So credit to him, obviously. I don't think anyone really played poorly. I do want to say Nuno Tavares, I thought, was a little sloppy. Gave away some pretty cheap passes, I have to say. Was a little worried. The first half really, I wasn't too impressed. Going forward, he looks great. His crosses are he's a fantastic crosser of the ball. But I do know when he came in here, I'm not sure where I read it. Someone had mentioned, I think maybe it was Charles Watts, mentioned that he's a bit, he's not as strong defensively as he is, offensively. And, we heard he could play as a right back. And I think he was on the other side of the pitch, actually. But, certainly not afraid to have a shot or to get forward. So, a player we can use, and if something happens to Tierney, which looks like after the last game he'll be able to play. I know he's training, so I don't think he has anything too serious in regards to injury or something to leave him out of Man City, because certainly that's a player we need. To keep fit in order to to do the best we can this season, and whether that means win a trophy, the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup. Certainly those are two opportunities that we have to win a trophy and more or less have a better season than last, because finishing 8th place and winning the FA Cup in 2019 was a bit disappointing. Obviously you have a trophy and manager's first season, but the 8th place finish, you kind of thought, okay, we were focused on other things, and manager this, that, you give him a little bit of slack. And last season, 8th place finish again, no trophies. You could see the demands that fans have of this club, obviously, and rightly so. And speaking of the fans were fantastic. They were brilliant during the game. The whole game, singing from start to finish. They stayed. Credit to the players who came over and thanked them for being there. And that's something I wish I could experience. Hopefully, one of these days I'll be able to head over to the UK and catch a game. And I've never been to one. I'll openly admit that. But it was so nice seeing the support from that team after the start to the season. Again, the disappointing end to last season. And the fans were just fantastic, man, the whole game. So credit to all the fans who go. I think I said this in my last video, who are there every game or who were just at that game. Credit to them. Fantastic turnout. Just closing up here, not too much else to say. Just want to touch. I have something here. Just want to touch on the a tweet here from AFTV saying sources within Arsenal claim that Arteta holds authority over a lot of the hierarchy within the club and even strong-armed the board into certain transfers. This is from the Independent. Just a quote here I'm going to read. Arteta has almost total authority. That's with the squad and with the staff. Some have even taken to calling him a mini arson. Such is the extent of his control. Some are impressed by Arteta's assertiveness. Others have a different perspective. They're surprised by how arrogant he can seem. He thinks he knows it all is a common refrain. Part of me, it's sort of nice to see a manager really taking things by the handle. I think transfers and certain players he wants, but again, I certainly would argue that he's gotten things wrong. Lucas Torreira, the situation's a bit tricky. I've heard both things, that he didn't want to stay and he wanted to move, and obviously late on last season he was homesick after he missed his mother passed away, and he's coming out saying he wants to move here and he wants to go back to South America and play for I think Boca Juniors um, but obviously he's gone now. But I can mention William Saliba, another player. I think depending on if he comes back after a third season on loan, I personally don't think he will. I think he perhaps has seen that grass is greener on the other side, and perhaps just feels undervalued. I would like him to come back and fight for a position. The fact that his number's now gone to Ben White, and a player I think a lot of fans think Saliba is could do the same job as. So getting back to this quote, he's got some things wrong. Obviously, the Willian transfer. I won't say too much about that. Hopefully, he'll be on his way out. Totally disrespectful of the club, and just never sat right. I thought the signing come in was going to be decent. Didn't cost us anything. Obviously, he's on big wages, which I wasn't a big fan of. Players like Kolasinac, the same thing when he came from Schalke. Excuse me, he was on pretty high wages. Those two players seem to be on their way out. But again, the Willian thing, certainly he got wrong. But if it was a manager, let's say if there was a report like this about perhaps Jose Mourinho, which I think some people have called a bit arrogant before. Perhaps that's just his reputation. People wouldn't be so quick to doubt him. I think because he's such a successful manager and has such a successful career. Over the past few decades. So, it's one thing. On one hand, it's nice to see that he wants to take so much control, but we have yet to see real success, and he's still building his project and all that good stuff, but we want to see results, and if reports like this are true, and in fact are true, then well, he'd better get to backing everything up, and Arsenal are a big club. We need to be back challenging. Let's see top 4, top 6 this season. We won't be accepting anything other than that. And if he doesn't pay it off, then again, I've said it before. If there's a better manager out there, which I think there's plenty, at least in terms of experience and someone who can come in and fix things, get the best out of players. Not saying Arteta can't do that, but time is not on his side, I think, and as patient as he would like fans to be, they need to see results. It's not about what you say, it's about what you do, and actions need to speak louder than words. And I know people call him like a PR man, and I don't really buy into all that shit, but I want him to do well. Everyone should want the manager to do well. And look, I'll leave it at that. A bit shorter of a video today. I'll be back on Saturday to make a video. I might come out on Sunday. I'm always busy with work, and I try my best to make thumbnails look somewhat decent. I'm not too crazy. I'm not too skilled when it comes to Photoshop, and I'm trying my best. I spent about 5 hours today trying to make a thumbnail, and it's not the best, but it's something. I think what counts is me talking about what I think and trying to share my passions here about Arsenal in general. So if you agree, disagree with anything I've said here about the manager, our chances against Man City, let me know what you think. Give me a comment. And like I said, I'll be back probably Sunday, if not Saturday, with another video. Hopefully I'll be talking about a victory or at least somewhat of a good performance against City. So let's go. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.